Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand Centennial World. Happy Monday, everyone. I feel like I am literally saying that every second day. I can't believe how fast the weeks are just flying by now that I have such a strong kind of hold, grasp on the podcast schedule, the mini scroll schedule. It is wild. But let's just get into the stories for today. So the first story that I have for you guys, oh my God, you guys. Okay, so Cody Ko made a DJ appearance this weekend amid the Tana Mongeau allegations. So Cody Ko has still refused to address the Tana Mongeau allegations, and instead he is now, DJing his way through it. Over the weekend, Cody made his first public appearance in weeks playing a DJ set at Encore Beach Club in Las Vegas. For a very, very high-level recap, I'm sure you guys all know by now, and if you listen to this podcast, you've heard me talk about it many times, but pressure has been mounting on Cody since May 30th when Tana confirmed that she was just 17 years old when she slept with Cody, who was allegedly 25 at the time. That wasn't the first time she had addressed it. She had spoken about this in different interviews on different podcasts. She had talked about it here and there over the course of her career since it happened. And other people had also spoken about it, like Gabby Hanna talked about it on a podcast, but people weren't really using names. So yes, this was the first time where it really felt like people believed her and it stuck. And if you guys listen to Tana Mongeau Part 2, which is coming on Friday, our deep dive into Tana Mongeau's career history, her exploitation, and now her redemption, we go into a little bit more detail on kind of why now people are quote unquote believing her, which is a problem in and of itself, but it is the reality. So this allegation was covered by kind of smaller creators when it first came out on May 30th. But nobody who was kind of really big in the commentary space, no mainstream outlets were really touching it yet until D'Angelo Wallace, who is a very highly respected commentary creator, made a bombshell video last week going through all the allegations, all the stuff about Cody, brought up the fact that Gabby Hanna had spoken about this on a podcast before, all of that, put it all together, and their video got, I think it's at 2.8 million views right now. It just absolutely exploded within the first day. And now everybody has started talking about it. So Brittany Broski, Jarvis, Philip DeFranco, these huge creators have now spoken out against Cody because, I don't know, they kind of have to now. The pressure is on. Okay, so Cody did this DJ set, looks completely unbothered. He's having the best time ever. People are chanting his name. And then, you guys, he played Sorry by Justin Bieber. If that is not a slap in the face, I do not know what is, because everybody right now is waiting for him to address it and presumably say sorry, So he played Sorry, and there's clips going everywhere of people being are you kidding me? His DJ set, I've seen two comparisons. I'm obsessed with both of them. The first comparison that I feel is very accurate is it's being compared to Colleen Ballinger's Toxic Gossip Train. And people are why, when these YouTubers are getting called out for being creepy with minors, are they using music as their outlet to address it? So that's the first comparison, which feels somewhat accurate. And the second one, though, that feels so on brand, so true. People are comparing Cody Ko to Tom Sandoval. They're this is such a Tom Sandoval move, and it couldn't be truer. That's exactly how Tom Sandoval handled Scandoval. He really was just fuck you guys. I'm going to capitalize on this. I'm going to go on tour with my band. I'm going to see myself as the victim in this situation instead of the perpetrator. I saw that comparison and I was yes. As far as we know, maybe it's not true. Maybe he's all torn up about it and he feels so guilty, but we don't know because he hasn't given us anything except for this DJ set. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys is that Chappell Roan just did an interview and she opened up about how crazy fans make her want to quit music or question if she should keep going. So Chappell Roan appeared on Drew Afualo's podcast, The Comment Section, at the end of last week. First of all, this is such a huge get for Drew. This is so sick. Chappell Roan, she could go on any podcast she wants right now. She is top of her game. She is the most famous pop star at the current moment. Maybe her and Sabrina Carpenter, but truly, and also Charlie XCX. But you know what I mean? She could really I'm actually so happy that she went on Drew's podcast. it's the perfect fit for her. It shows that, either Chappell or like whoever's around her, like gets the vibe. Like they're like online, they get the zeitgeist, they know what's going to hit. I'm so glad she didn't do like Call Her Daddy or something that felt a little bit more obvious. It was very exciting to see her on this podcast. So they talked about a lot of things. And when they were talking about fame, one of the funny things that came out, Drew was like, what do you miss the most about life? I guess like pre-fame. And she was like, doing drugs in public. But yeah, she was just like, I miss frolicking. Like I miss having fun. I miss wearing Forever 21 and not giving a shit. Like I miss just like being able to essentially do whatever you want. One of the most interesting parts of their conversation to me, and like in relation to Centennial World, the Infinite Scroll universe, all of that, was she talked about fan culture. She said, quote, people have started to be freaks. They follow me and know where my parents live and where my sister works, all this weird shit. This is the time when a few years ago when I said that if there were stalker vibes or my family was in danger, I would quit. And we're there. We're there. So allegedly, she was talking about an experience that she had with one of her biggest fan accounts at Midwest Princess HQ, which has over 83,000 followers on Instagram and is like dedicated to fan updates and being a fan account of Chappell's. So this is from a Dazed article. They write, quote, according to other fan pages, one of the account admins, Nova, locked other admins out of the account and began to expose Roan's family's personal information, ultimately ending in Roan unfollowing the account. We talk so much about stan culture, toxic fandoms, parasocial relationships, and I think this is really interesting because you don't really hear like really big stars talk about this, until like Gen Z, really. The people who were becoming famous, like they weren't necessarily chronically online. Even like millennials, I'm a millennial, and like, our stars, it was before like Instagram and Twitter and stuff were really that big. So, you weren't like chronically online and exposed to fandom culture and expected to engage with your stans and your fans in that same way that I think Gen Z stars and obviously Gen Alpha and then like generations following are expected now to engage with their fans online. And it's just so different now. They're exposed to it in such a different way. So it's interesting to hear her talk about this. And I really hope that these crazy stans don't run her out of the industry, don't scare her off, because it is scary. And I completely respect that she's like, I would quit if my family got in danger. Like, that's not worth it to me. And I just think, like, what do people benefit, especially if you're a fan? What do they benefit from exposing, like doxing people and exposing personal information about their families? If they are a fan, especially, it's so toxic. I mean, we've done so many episodes on like toxic fandoms and why fans get really toxic and really possessive. And I assume that's probably part of it. I assume that this fan account has been her fan for a long time. She obviously followed them on Instagram. So, they've probably been around for a while. And now that she's getting really big, they probably feel a bit possessive of her. And they're lashing out now because of it, because she's so popular. I mean, we all see it. Like, I see it on TikTok. So many clips constantly of people being like, so happy I was a fan of Chappell Roan from like 2020. Now she's blown up and everybody's like obsessed with her, but I can say that I knew her first. Like, everybody is so obsessed with being the one that like found the artist first or discovered something. And like, it's every generation. It's not like a Gen Z thing. This happens in every generation. It's like, you're not a real fan. But honestly, this is the consequence of that attitude, of that mentality, is like, it puts actually the fan object, the thing that you're obsessed with, it puts them in danger. So like, let's chill. Let's pump the brakes. Okay, and the last story that I have for you guys is that Emma Chamberlain reportedly has a new boyfriend. I feel like I'm a little bit late to this, but I saw Spill Sesh talk about it on TikTok, and I was like, okay, I have to talk about that because we have reported on all of Emma's dating relationship life over the last couple of years. So Emma has been rumored to be with someone for a while now, mostly after her ex, Role Model, released a song in which he says that he heard she moved on to someone else, someone new. So people were kind of like, okay, she's definitely seeing someone new. What's going on? And now it seems fans are convinced that Emma is dating Peter McPoland after the two were spotted together several times in the last couple of weeks. Peter's a singer-songwriter. His song Romeo and Juliet, it was really, really popular a few years ago on TikTok. And, he also started following Emma's dad on Instagram. So people are like, okay, duh. This has to be it. But yes, very cute. I mean, she's literally so private now. Like Emma is like truly like a private A-list celebrity as opposed to like an influencer that you can even have like a parasocial relationship with, because like she is just so, she's scaled back so much because she's just so famous. So I don't know if we will ever get like a full confirmation, but I love this for her. She loves that kind of guy. Like she loves like a musician, kind of indie. I'm going to get absolutely slammed for saying indie because last time I was talking about role model, it was on the podcast with Jordy, and like everybody was like, you are such an idiot. Like, I can't believe you don't know about role model and like his lore and like his music. But I didn't. So people are probably going to be like, Peter McPoland, he's like so famous. He's not indie. I don't know. But to me, he's indie. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's it for Mini Scroll today. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. It means so much. It helps me grow. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.